Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
Three phases, dressage, cross-country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very conveniently.
Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we're in the studios. This is episode 12.
Episode 12.
Season 2.
Season 2, episode 12.
Can you believe it?
It's been, we were just talking about this before we came on the air with Joel. It's been almost a year and a half since we started this whole thing.
It has been.
Yeah, so that's pretty
Feels
good.
like 12 years with you.
So it doesn't ever end. With that in mind, one thing that we haven't been really good about that I think we need to make a better push on in all of our intros
Is that why you're reading over there?
I'm reading it off my notes.
Wow.
If you guys are watching this show on Facebook, go check us out on YouTube and hit subscribe. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you check out the podcast and give us a review. If you're on YouTube, go check us out on Facebook or check out the podcast. Go to all the platforms. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, and on all the podcast players. So,
Spotify, iHeart.
yeah, all of it. So
And guess what? We're at 500 subscribers.
yeah, we got to get
YouTube.
that subscriber thing up on YouTube.
But 500, that's good on that push. You're doing good.
Yeah, it's going well, and we're trying to get that going. And the more, if you guys like the show, the more you can support us on all the different platforms, the better it is for us.
And the people on podcasts can't see he's looking at you out there in podcast land.
I am looking at you. Check it out.
Just so you know.
Check it out. So it was.
And one more thing, Briggs is off screen, but he needs to push the timer.
Oh yeah, can you start the timer?
He's already fired.
Briggs, you are without a doubt the worst timer we've ever had.
Yep.
You were also the best timer we've ever had.
Let's get to results.
Yeah, so we did have some results in North America.
Right.
And probably the one that's most of note would be Aspen Farms just ran. And I actually, funny enough, was just talking with Peter Gray, who went out there to judge. And he sent me a photo yesterday from the show jumping. And I don't know, have you ever seen Aspen?
I've seen Aspen. I've never been to Aspen.
John Elliott, longtime friend of mine, of ours.
Right.
And he and Susie have such a beautiful place. And there was the show jump ring, and the horses were cantering around the course in the photo, and it was raining.
Of course. But sidebar for John Elliott, he's a selector.
He is a selector. He's wearing all the hats.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he's an organizer, selector, all kinds of stuff.
I'm pretty sure if you want to make
builder.
the Olympic team, you had to compete at Aspen.
Are they all there?
No, nobody's there.
Yeah.
Nobody's from the team
there.
is there. It's I think they're all on the East Coast. But they did have the 3-star short going, and Mark Grandia won that. And Mark, I don't know, do you know Mark?
I don't know Mark.
So he's a course designer as well. He is riding.
Wait, I do know Mark.
I think you would know.
I
him if
do
you
know
saw him.
Mark.
Yeah.
Does he always wear a cowboy hat?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
But he's from out in that area. I think
Right.
he's from Washington State. I could be wrong. Sorry, Mark. But he rode Campari FFF. I don't know what the triple F is. And that actually is owned by Team Rebecca, who are great people. And
Wow.
have Rebecca Farm, obviously.
Sure.
So he won
Sarah
that.
Broussard.
Yep, Sarah Broussard. So he won that. And then we had Haley Turner in second on her own Shadow Inspector. And then Danny Sussman was on Yos Bravio, which I'm sure
It's related to Jos Baco.
yeah, so that's got to be one of Ortelli's horses.
Wow.
Jose Ortelli always puts the Yos.
Those are
in front.
nice horses.
They're good horses. Those Argentine. Is it Argentine or Argentinian? I think it's
don't know.
Argentine.
I don't know. Does Sharn know?
No clue. We don't know. I'm pretty sure it's whatever I say, it's usually wrong.
Okay, that's
so
true.
I would say Argentine, so it's probably Argentine.
Can we write that on the board? When John says something, it's always wrong.
I didn't say always. I said usually.
Just write it on the board.
Usually. And then obviously the big show worldwide this weekend was Bicton.
I know.
And I only caught bits and pieces of it, but what I saw, it was tough.
Yeah, we didn't catch any of it because we were at a really cool little resort this weekend. But
right.
I was following a little bit, and I know that Laura Collette was winning the dressage, and then what happened?
So Laura Collette actually still had a good finish. She finished.
She's on that really cool horse.
Fifth?
London 54? Is that its name?
Fifth. That was on Mr. Bass. She was fifth.
Oh, okay.
This is in, make sure I have the right division here. Yep, 4-star long. So Nicola Wilson won that on JL Dublin. Ross Cantor on Lordships Grafalo was second, and then Gemma Tattersall on Santiago Bay was
Very good.
third. But
It was tough, huh?
it was tough, and coming out of the water, they had a set of hedges that were offset, and I mean, they were going like fish through this thing. Like,
Really?
None of the horses were
When did you
straight.
do it?
Yeah. And I did see on the social media stuff, I think it was on Facebook, that Tiana Cadre, an American, who's based over there now, she had a really good go. And I watched her ride through that complex, and she was straight as an arrow. Looked
Well,
great.
good for her.
Yeah, it was really good.
She's got some new horses coming up, though.
Yep. No, and she's quite a good rider, and had that really good gray horse. But it's nice to see now she's got. Looks like she has another good one coming on.
Yeah, and I saw something for Lemuel, and I can't remember where I saw it, but you say now it's going to be Ariel Gerald
And Jenny.
and Jenny Brannigan on Stella
Stella Artois.
Artois.
Like the beer. Come on.
Huh?
Like the beer. Stella Artois.
Yeah, I don't drink that beer.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure those are the only two.
Because
that
I
are
saw
going now.
that Long Island Tea was going to go.
With Boyd, yep. And I don't know that he's not going, but
And then there was one more. I can't remember
I was
who that
told
was.
today that the only two that were going now were.
Oh, and that meeting that you were in?
No, it was no special meeting. I just have my sources through a source.
No, through a source.
I've learned this from listening to other shows that when you say that, then people can't ask you. Through a source that I have.
They can ask you.
No, it's.
What's your source?
I don't have to tell you.
Okay.
Because I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that it's just the two of them going.
I got you.
Um,
I think you're wrong.
Okay, I've been wrong before.
Will you look it up?
We'll figure this out.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's right. And I think those two should do great. Like Ariel is such a good competitor, and that is such a good horse that she has.
I've watched her a little bit with Eric in several of the events working
And
with her.
then Jenny, I think will have a great go. She's an interesting one because if you look at her results, right, she actually has really good results. Like 8 of her last 10 competitions with that horse have been clear, cross country, and beautiful. But when it doesn't go right, she falls off.
Right.
So she has only 2 competitions in the last 10 that aren't great, but unfortunately on both of those, I know the one at Kentucky, and I'm pretty sure both of them were falls, which is fine. Like,
Yeah,
it is what it is. It
Well,
means she's going
she has
for
so
it.
many horses going as well, but it was with that one.
With that horse,
that
yeah.
specific
and
one.
I think, she's going to be just angry and focused enough, I think, after Kentucky to go over there and have a great go.
Make it good.
Good for
and
her.
then, the team's getting ready.
Yep.
So.
Team is getting ready. They we get to talk to Philip about that here in a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good talk.
With the camps that they've got going on, and they're going to be going up to Great Meadow?
Right.
So
in
that'll
Virginia.
be good. That'll be good. So yeah, that's a really good interview. We got to get Philip on Skype, so that's going to be coming up next, and you get to hear all about that. But what's actually, to me, really important is that you guys spent the weekend at a beautiful waterside resort, and while you were doing that, I was getting shot by my child playing airsoft.
I kept up with you.
Yeah, I have welts all over my body.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then I got to do hay today. I unloaded 600 bales of hay.
Wow.
And I can barely breathe now, which is nice.
Well, that's good.
So
that's
you. I'm just saying, this is why you look fresh.
Fresh.
And I look a bit worn.
I did. It was a nice 2 days. We never get away without horses, and that was nice. So we got away without those. It was Banana River Resort in Cocoa Beach. If y'all want to go someplace really special, you need to look it up and go there. And we're getting ready. I guess WEC is having 10 weeks of horse shows again. So
yeah, I'm going to go next week.
I actually sent my medium pony over with Kim and Dennis, but he came back home. I got another little girl that's going to take it. I want to get it to pony finals, but I haven't leased it yet, and I haven't sold it yet, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. So.
Right. Well, maybe we need to take it to WEC.
I know, we're going to take it to WEC.
Yeah, awesome. Speaking of WEC, and this is actually the other guest that we have coming up, we've got Sharn Wordly coming up at the end of the show, and we have to make sure we talk to him about the show jump round that I saw there.
We all
at
saw.
WEC.
We were there in
Yeah,
person.
on Gatsby, I believe it was.
Yep.
One of his top horses,
Yep.
and he had a great go.
It
And
was a
then
terrific go.
It was a little bit, and we don't want to give it away,
Nope.
but it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
we
think
should
I
be
have
able to
the video
replay
of
that.
it.
We do have that.
I think I have the video of it. So we're going to be right back.
Okay.
With Philip, actually. So hang tight, and we'll be back with our Stress Less segment with Philip Dutton.
Perfect.
Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
When it comes time to compete, I demand the best out of my horses and myself. That's why Elemental Fit Lab, the home of CrossFit antics, is my home gym. Coach Vilma and her team create a fun, welcoming environment for athletes of all levels. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, Elemental Fit Lab will guide you towards a stronger, healthier version of you. Mention the John and Rick Show to get 3 free personal training sessions with enrollment.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, an amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information. Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are here in our Stress Less segment, and really excited to be joined by Olympic team member for the Tokyo Olympics, Phillip Dutton. And Phillip really needs no introduction, but I will just say that he's obviously been a mainstay in the top level of the sport for many, many years. Originally moved over here to the United States from Australia, competed internationally for Australia for a long time, won a lot of medals for them, and then eventually we convinced him to become American and stole him away, and has been doing pretty good for us as well. So Phillip, thank you for joining us very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you both for having me on.
So I guess the first thing that we really want to talk about, or should talk about, is you and Z and how things are going in your preparation for Tokyo. How's it going up there?
It's good. I mean, he's come out of Kentucky well, and ramping things back up again, and trying to improve every little bit that we can, and put the finishing touches on his fitness again. So I'm going to do a couple of jumper classes next week in Upperville, and then we have this right. I'm scheduled to do a dressage show as well, and then we head to Great Meadow for the final outing, and then they get on a plane to Germany.
And so you basically, the jumper show will be his first outing since Kentucky. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So he's just he had about 10 days of downtime, which basically involved being out at night and then come in during the day. And so we started him back into work. And the jumper shows I like. I mean, obviously, it's the atmosphere and it's the whole shebang. It's not just jumping, but getting used to being there, going in the ring and the warm up and the crowds and all that kind of stuff, which he's wound a little bit tight. So getting that out of his system, getting to be able to get in the show ring situation again and getting him used to it is good for that kind of horse.
Right. And then, so you do that this coming week, you said, and then when is the dressage show and where is that?
It's at Great Meadow actually, and they have
okay.
So it's on I think it's a Wednesday, the 23rd. So I'm going to go in a couple of third level tests for that, and probably take another one along for practice as well. And it's good to be able to get in the ring and practice things rather than get in the ring and just try and hold it all together. So if he's as we do it at horse trials, you're just trying to scrape out every point and not do anything wrong. Whereas a show like that, I can sort of experiment around with a few things and realize that the end result doesn't matter that much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're doing the last outing mandatory for all of y'all at Great Meadows. And I believe it's not just you, the team, plus Doug and Tammy, but it's also a select, the reserves that are on there, and then even some more people. How many total are going to be doing that training set or that mandatory outing?
I believe that it's everybody that was named on the list, and so so there's probably about 12 there, and unfortunately, it's not going to be a spectator kind of situation. I think they're just having a run, and it's going to be just for people associated with the horses and that kind of stuff. But it should be good. I mean, great. It's a great, as in Great Meadow. It's a great venue with access to some watering of the course, and I believe that Ian Stark's designing the cross country for this special event, and he's going to try to keep it in that infield, which has got great turf, and so the cross country should be a good little run for them, and then the dressage and show jumping, and I believe that the show jumping is running after the cross country, which is going to be obviously similar to what they're going to do in Tokyo.
Yep. I had one more question on that.
Go ahead.
One, so I did hear you say no spectators. It was funny because obviously on social media, we start reading a lot of people talking about things, and a lot of people are disappointed that it was closed to the public because of, Tokyo being overseas and all the things that are going on. Do you think that was a good call to close it, or do you think that's the best way to get y'all's training done on your mandatory outing at the end?
No, I'd love to have people there, and especially in a year like this where there's not going to be many people, virtually any people go to Tokyo, so it is a bit of a shame. But that's all above my pay grade. I don't you just get it too much. I mean, it's there's probably a lot of reasons why it couldn't be done, and I think they're a bit grateful to be able to even have it there because it's going to cost a bit of money to put it on.
Sure.
And, but yeah, I mean, I think once everything gets back to so-called normal, it'd be great to have people there to support our team and be a part of it, and even have a fundraising situation. But that's not to be this year.
So have they told you what the cross country is going to be like at Great Meadow? Like, is it going to be an intermediate horse trial? Is it going to be an advanced? Like, what's the plan with that?
Well, the simple answer is no. Nobody's told me what it's going to be like. But as riders, as you both know, you're better off being there over prepared than under prepared. And so, I would imagine there'd be jumps that are pretty much up to standard of what we're going to have to do at in Japan, and maybe some softer options there. And so I think it'll be a mix of not too difficult, but enough to test everybody and get the horses sharp and the riders ready for what is arguably going to be one of the biggest competitions that anybody gets to go to. So.
Right. And so obviously this team has been named with, obviously we're coming out of COVID here in the US, but it's still an issue. How has the communication between all you guys been? Have you I'm assuming have there been any camps yet? Have you guys gotten together since Kentucky between, the four of you and obviously all the reserves as well?
No, so that hasn't happened yet. I mean, the way that Eric runs this, the way his system works is he spends a lot of time in the car and travels around everybody's farm, which is actually pretty horse friendly. Like, you don't have to get in a trailer and go anywhere for the training. And so he's been to certainly my place, I think 2 or 3 times since Kentucky with Z. This is since New Jersey, actually. So,
right.
And I believe it's the same with everybody else. So he travels around and you get to train in your own environment, and horses don't have to move anywhere. And, I think his thinking is to get to know not just these horses, but the way you run things and the way that you look after your horses and their training and that kind of stuff. And so get to know everybody's program and the way they operate and what their home environment's like. And we'll go a couple of days before the Great Meadow event, and I think that we're going to run through the dressage test with Mark Weisbecker, and he will critique us and tell us where we suck and what we're going to work on, and then we have the kind of mock competition as we sit, at Great Meadow, and then I believe the horses then are going to fly out of New York, so they meet again at Gladstone before the flight.
Got it. And now guys have been show jumping. Was it with Peter Wild? Is that right?
Yes.
So will he be there as well?
Peter will be there, yeah, and I believe that he's going to spend a couple of days in Germany as well. So.
Right. And I know he's kind of been new this year, and obviously you're going to say it's great, but I mean, what's that been like? jumping with him as opposed to some of the other guys you've had in the past? I mean,
I think it's very simple and basic, which suits me fine. There's no great tricks or gimmicks in it. And I think Peter would be the first one to admit that he's trying to learn as he's going along what these horses have to do and what the riders have to do. But he's one of the things that sold me was, I have a horse Singapore who's not the easiest to ride. And so, if I get help on him, not that many people volunteer to get on him and show me how it's done. And so Peter got on about the first day, and I was pretty amazed. I mean, it made me pretty embarrassed how well he went for him, and not for me. So he knows his stuff, and it's a good stage of. And can't talk for Peter, but it's a good stage for him in his life. I mean, he's sort of backed off a little bit the competing, and I think he really enjoys this, and it's a new challenge. And obviously, the horses, I think what he's trying to get to understand what the horses have to do on the dressage and what they have to do on the cross country, and then to come out and to be jumping carefully and politely is a bit of a challenge. And so far it's been great. And each time I don't just work with Zia with him. When he comes, he usually sets up shop there at Boyd's, and I go over with probably 3 or 4 horses, and he has different exercises that we work on, and then usually finish on a course. And so it's been really educational.
Awesome. Well, listen, I want to come back and I want to talk a little bit more about some of the other horses and obviously the trip to Tokyo. So let's take a quick break. Thank you again to Stressless. It is an amazing product for any of you out there. We keep getting messages from people who try it. I just got one on YouTube the other day, Rick, of somebody saying how great it worked. And how
Singapore and Z would do good on Stressless.
Philip, I'm telling you, give it a try.
I've been using it. So.
You have?
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's really amazing stuff. And one thing I think everybody needs to know on this show is all of the sponsors that we have are sponsors that Rick and or I or both of us use and believe in. So if it's on the show, you can rest assured we believe in it and it works. So thank you, Stress Less, and we'll be right back with Philip. Hi, I'm John Halling, and this is my wife Jen, and we run Halling Eventing out of Willow Run Farm here in Ocala, Florida. We love our Jump for Joy jumps.
We are standing in front of one of my favorites, which is our Jump for Joy angled brush, which we have up on our bank complex so we can prepare the horses for the 3 days that are coming up. And it is very mobile, and we can put it anywhere we need to give the horses the questions that they need to see before we go and compete.
So we love them for cross country. We also have them in our show jump ring. They're great. You never have to paint them. Maintenance is super easy. And like Jen was saying, the shoulder brush here and any of the portable cross-country jumps that Jump for Joy makes are great. They're easy to move around, change the courses. We love them.
You can put them in the water jump. You can put them anywhere you want.
So if you're looking for some new show jumps, some new cross-country jumps, check out Jump for Joy.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Welcome to Terra Nova Equestrian Center, located in Mayaca City, Florida, just a short drive from some of the nation's top beaches.
As a competitor, one of the most important things we look for when planning our competition calendar is the quality of course design and footing for our beloved equine athletes.
We are so excited to host our inaugural event, the event at Terra Nova, this fall. This event was thoughtfully created by some of the most innovative and experienced minds in our sport.
The courses are run over gorgeous terrain, and we are proud to offer custom drainage and irrigation throughout all levels of competition. Terra Nova is certainly the gold standard, with 6 Wordly Martin GGT arenas and a Captain Mark Phillips designed and Eric Bull built cross-country course, complete with frangible technology.
We hope to create a special experience for all levels of riders.
Whether you're experiencing your first horse show or are a seasoned Olympic athlete, Terra Nova is excited to welcome you.
Summit Joint Performance, the injectable joint supplement used by numerous international and Olympic riders, invites you to experience the winning Summit difference. Made of all natural ingredients, Summit increases mobility and comfort. Win your class with Summit Joint Performance. Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique uses manual pressure and stretching to release points of restriction, leading to freer movement, reduced soreness, and restored range of motion. He has a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle. You can quickly identify and correct any balance issues and can adjust your saddle on site. I personally have Grant work on all of my event horses to keep them feeling their best before, during, and after their competitions. Grant is based in Florida year-round, but regularly travels to Georgia, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show. We're still joined by Philip Dutton. We can't hear about his thoughts on Tokyo and the new format. Philip, thanks for coming back with us on the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. And we want to get right into what your feelings are about the format for this year's Olympics.
Well, I mean, I assume you're talking about the 3 on a team and no drop score. So
Correct.
That part, I mean, I think it's disappointing. Having said that, I think it's going to make some interesting games, and it's in a way a little bit of a leveler for those stronger teams or the favorites. They can't even drop a score, or there's a fair bit of pressure on everybody just to on cross country day to make it all foot perfect. So it'll be interesting, and I'm sure Derek has made a challenging course for everybody. I think the conditions are going to be pretty very hot and kind of a bit like riding a BMX bike track, I imagine, with the terrain. So hopefully it's a great competition.
Yeah. So Philip, Rick and I were talking about this on our last show that, I mean, we're pretty knowledgeable in the sport of eventing, and I'm struggling myself to even understand exactly how this format is going to work. So if you understand it, can you run me anyway through it quickly as to how exactly this scoring works? Because it's so complicated.
Yeah, no, I would not be the one to explain it to you, John. All I know is that if you bring an extra rider in, you're pretty much out of it anyway. So
Right.
then you're only, it's if you're at that stage where you're bringing a substitute rider in, well then you're in the bottom part of the team's situation. So I haven't really looked at that because I'm hoping that that's not going to be needed for us. But it's again something that obviously the FEI have decided to stay in the Olympics. They're trying to be cutting edge and trying to make it so there's less horses there. But in a way, I think they've made it so much more complicated, and I'm not sure it's going to be any cheaper the way it's done either. So it's a shame the way it's done, but and it kind of gets away a little bit from the way that we've all learned to love our sport. But again, having said that, we'll see it play out and see what everybody thinks of it after this one.
I guess what I give some input is on that mindset, even substitution of a horse. And I think if cross country day runs and let's say another team that's further down the road, inexperienced, doesn't get around the cross country and is eliminated, but the horse and rider are still healthy, then I think there's penalties added to them to go ahead to the third phase on show jump. And the substitution thing, there's 100 points. It's so convoluted. It's hard to understand. But my concept is what the FEI was trying to do is to get everybody to finish no matter what.
Right.
But you're not going to have a situation where you're going to bring in, for our example, you're not going to bring Doug in on day 3 because, it's a better show jumper, right? You'd bring him in because, the horse isn't going to be able to jump.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yes, I mean, I think there's got to be a veterinary reason or whatever to substitute.
Right. Okay, so the trip over. So you guys, it's a real complicated trip, right? So you don't just get to fly over to Tokyo. You've got to go over, and you were saying, and I've heard bits about it through some of the USCF meetings and stuff. But you guys have to go over to, or I shouldn't say have to. You get to go over to Aachen. And so, how long are you there? Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah. So the horses leave on July 8th and then fly to Tokyo on the 20th. So close to 2 weeks. And Aachen it's not Hawaii, but it's a pretty nice place to spend some time. So and I believe that again, I haven't looked into it too much, but because of horse quarantine regulations, that's Aachen turned out to be about the best training facility that we can do the work and still meet the quarantine regulations.
Right. And so has there been any insight to you guys, like when you're there and you're training, will there be like schooling opportunities, like schooling competition opportunities there? Are you guys going to make some stuff up that way between you and some of the other countries? Because it sounds like everybody's sort of together. Or how do you foresee that going?
Yeah, I'm not sure there'll be any competition situation. I did, and don't hold me to it, but I did think I heard that we will be able to, they'll put the lights on one night and be able to jump under lights, which will be a good practice run because I believe that show jumping is under lights in Tokyo. So there'll be situations, I believe, like that. And they've got a training cross country area there, like the big warm-up area, I believe, for when they hold the competition. So I think there's plenty to do, and there's a bit of a hill there for fitness days as well. So I think, as far as training venues go, it's going to be pretty nice.
Right. And so what about and you may not know this, but the other team members that are coming along, I'm assuming they're not just taking the 4 of you to Aachen. Are they taking 1 or 2 others as alternates in case something happens in Germany?
Yeah, I believe there's actually 6 riders are going to go. So that would, in order of the rankings of what I saw, it'd be Doug and Tammy, and then Will Fardry as well.
Right.
And I'm not sure about a second horse for Boyd, if that means to be 6, if it'd be 7 horses and
right.
6 riders. So.
Right. So, and I would assume he'd get it, right? So do you know, with those guys that go there to Aachen, and again, you may not have the answer to this, but I'm just sort of curious if you do, if they don't get on the plane to Tokyo, which, I hope they don't, because we want the top 3 to get to go, that the selectors think we're the top 3. But if they don't get to go, is there a competition in Europe that those guys would be sort of logically aiming for? Or are they just going to get on a plane and fly back home?
Yeah, I mean, just from my limited part of it, I don't think there is. Unfortunately, it's just one of those years where I just don't think that they're going to be able to stay over there, just with all the different restrictions and that kind of thing that's going on. So unfortunately, they're God bless them. They're going to have to, and as we know, the teams changes, horses get hurt, or people get hurt. So, and it's happened in the past plenty of times, as we've all witnessed. So, even if you're a reserve, there is a chance that you're going to be called upon. So,
sure. Well, and especially with COVID.
Yeah, exactly. So, they'll be going there, not wishing everybody to have trouble, but knowing that there's a chance that they're going to be called upon if something goes wrong. And then as for Doug,
he'll go over.
Certainly, he will get to go. And then, if there's a more chance now that the reserve gets used sometime during the competition than in the past Olympics, because once you'd passed the first trot up, well, then
right.
your day were done. It was time to drink beer. But he won't be able to do that now, because there's a chance that he's going to be needed somewhere along the way.
Yeah, no sake for Doug.
No, but I am going to just throw this out there for everybody that's on that trip that's listening. If at any point you find out that you're not going to go, I think what you guys need to do is learn how to drink out of that boot that they do in Germany, because that's a pretty cool thing. And it's like, you got to twist it just right. Have you ever done that?
I have not, but I know what you're talking about, and I know I'd be very good at
it. But I know you would too.
That was good.
Yeah, well, that's what I would like to make sure that we get some video of that. Of course, after we know horses are on the plane and the team is heading out, I want whoever's left in Germany that last night, is they're gonna be like, "Yay, good for you guys to get to go. I'm gonna go home." So then I think what they need to get a little video.
Will Fardry will be good at it.
Yeah, Will, we need some boot drinking. All right, well, so I guess the last sort of thing that I just was curious about, Philip, is we just have probably a minute or so left, but with this whole COVID thing, I didn't want to spend a lot of time talking about COVID, but obviously that's a huge part of this competition. So has there been anything extra you've had to do thus far? And then what do you foresee happening over in Tokyo? I know they're talking about lots of testing going on throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, the one fraction scary part of it is that if you test, like obviously, like most people have been vaccinated, had the 2 vaccinations, which, and in my medical knowledge is not the greatest, but I still believe that you can still test positive.
That's true.
From it after, even though you're not showing signs of it. So athletes will be tested each day or twice a day, and if they do test positive, then they're not allowed to compete or into the venue that day until they test negative. So, I mean, I think you can't just go around saying, "Oh, I've been vaccinated, I'm okay." Obviously you don't want to be exposed to it at all as well, because there is a slight chance that if you did contract it, you would not be able to go into the venue, which
that's
would
scary.
not be good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I do know.
I think we've got to be pretty conscious of the COVID thing and making sure that we're abiding by all the safety regulations, not just to not break the rules, but for our own self as well.
Yeah, because I do know this morning the report was that cruise ship was out. Everybody was inoculated on the cruise ship, and 2 people tested positive for COVID. It's not 100% the vaccine, so you got to be careful and keep safe. So that's what we hope for all of y'all.
Yeah. So what I would recommend, Philip, is we need some Team USA masks on everybody all the time. That's my medical recommendation.
Right. It's very well thought out, John.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, listen, Philip, we're obviously wishing you and the entire team all the luck in the world. We'll be cheering for you guys from here. So thank you again for coming on the show. Rick and I really appreciate it. And
we're hoping for a medal, Philip, and I know y'all can do it. It's a strong team. Y'all can get it done. I know you can.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. And I'll just say to everybody that it's just one of those years. I wish everybody could be there, but it's just even our horses owners, they're very restricted about going. But hopefully we get good coverage back here at home. And I know as a team we're not going in there thinking this is going to be an easy event. This is obviously going to be one of the toughest competitions we'll ever go in. But like you said, hopefully with a bit of luck and with some good riding and preparation, we can do well for everybody.
Well, we wish you all the luck in the world, and we'll be rooting for you back here.
All right. Well, Philip, thank you again. We are going to be right back after this message, so hang with us, and we'll be right back.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Hey, Rick here. Do you have a horse suffering from poor performance, anxiety and fear, low appetite, agitation, or nervousness? Stress Less can help. Stress Less, the hot horse remedy, is veterinarian-developed, show-safe, all-natural formula that promotes calmness, focus, and mood balance in horses experiencing stress related to training, showing, racing, stall rest, and travel. This equine supplement encourages calmness, focus, and mood balance without affecting the motor skills or energy levels of your horse. It promotes a more willing and balanced temperament with no drowsiness or impaired function, resulting in increased focus, a calm mind, and a happier horse and rider. Try Stress Less today and see for yourself why we think Stress Less is the best hot horse remedy you will find. Check us out at centerlinedistribution.net and on Facebook and Instagram as Stress Less Horse Supplement.
Summit Joint Performance, the injectable joint supplement used by numerous international and Olympic riders, invites you to experience the winning Summit difference. Made of all natural ingredients, Summit increases mobility and comfort. Win your class with Summit Joint Performance.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are really excited because we are now joined by Olympic show jumper from New Zealand, Sharn Wordly. Sharn, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Really, really excited to have you. And before we really get into it, I think the first thing we need to do is say congratulations on a new kid.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Poppy, she's 10 weeks old.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tried to have you on 10 weeks ago.
I know. When she was getting delivered that night, I think.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I was a little offended.
Yeah.
You chose your child over us.
Actually, I was texting you in the delivery room, I think.
When it was going on?
Well, not quite the delivery room.
But at the hospital, getting ready.
At the hospital, in the.
So that's before the show. That's why you were so adamant about not calling them diapers, but calling them.
Well, I'm trying to keep the New Zealand accent going.
Yeah. So what do they call?
We call them nappies.
Nappies. Well,
Yeah.
they're nappily smelly.
Yeah.
We don't call them diapers.
So do you change the nappies a lot?
I'm pro.
You're a nappy pro.
I'm a nappy pro.
Nice. Nice. Good job. So that is actually.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, because nappy kind of goes along with what happened to him at WEC.
All right. I was going to wait to get into that, but since you brought it up.
It's funny because nappy kind of fits into that horse thing.
Yeah. It's kind of. It does a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We'll bring it to you in a little bit.
We'll do that in a minute. That's a good little tease. Well done.
I know, right?
I think the first thing that I wanted to talk about, which sort of goes along with what you're saying about you're trying to kind of, you don't want to lose your New Zealand, you don't want to lose your Kiwi. So you've been here, exactly. You've been over here for a long time.
Long time, since 2004.
So what brought you to America?
I was living in Europe for 10 years.
Right.
And the main reason I came to America was because I wanted to do some other business outside of horses, and I felt America was just a more business-friendly location. Plus, I was sick of the bad weather in Europe, and
fair.
I wanted to.
As it's lightning outside right now.
Yeah, I wanted to chase the sun a little bit.
Right.
So those are the two main reasons.
You came to the sun. Did you come directly to Florida?
No, I was in California for a couple of years first.
Well, that's a sunny state too.
Yeah, that was great.
It's possibly a little more sunny than Florida, actually. I think Florida's the sunshine state, but California's pretty sunny.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah,
it was just a little bit of an island for me. It was a bit far to get anywhere apart from the 3 horse shows they have.
Yeah,
there,
I mean, that's the problem over there, right?
Yeah, it's great. I love it there.
Right.
But I just migrated this way in 2006.
So you said you came in 2006 here. So you said you wanted to go outside the horse industry. Did you do anything else, or is that what you're?
Yeah, we started a footing company. So
I gotcha. Worldly Footing.
Wordly Martin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
it all ties in.
We started that I think around 2007. So that was something. We didn't quite know what we wanted to do, but we wanted to do something, not just riding.
Right.
And you were actually, if I recall, the first person to bring the air vests over as well.
Yeah, the Point 2. Craig Martin, my business partner, and I started that in 2009.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. Like, Show Jumper brings the air vest in for the eventers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now they've taken over show jumping.
Yeah, I know.
I was at WEC, and in the Grand Prix, there was a guy who was wearing them.
Oh, everyone's wearing them now. Like it's gone crazy.
Oh, at the horse shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess in my brain, I'm kind of going, air vests really don't do anything for you unless you have the shell on.
That's not totally true. You mean the body protector?
Yeah.
I think the thing is, for us, for cross country, we always want the body protector in case for some reason you don't get separated from the horse.
We can't ride just with the air vest.
Right, but in show jumping you can, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So do you wear one? You don't. I know you don't, because I saw it not go off.
Yeah, no, I should be wearing one, and I probably will wear one. Now that I'm a father, I've got to be far more responsible.
That's right.
But like, there's great riders. I mean, Rodrigo Pessoa wears one. I mean, you name it. All the top guys are using them now. And Craig and I thought that would happen in 2009, but
it took a while.
It was going to take a while.
Like only 2 years. They just started picking it up 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But now you're not involved with Point 2 anymore.
No. That was from 2011 or 12. It was just a short little stint.
Right.
And then,
right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So we'll get into your horses. I think I want to talk a little bit Olympics and all of that in the next segment, but I think now would be a good time to talk a little bit about WEC, since we're talking air vest.
Right.
And that round you had on Gatsby, which we've sort of teased a little bit.
Amazing, by the way.
And it was such a good round. And that was in the jump off, right?
Yeah.
And you,
killed it. I was like, yeah, and pizza in my hand. I was like,
it was awesome.
Go! And I was like, oh.
So tell them what happened.
I fell off.
Yes, but technically you didn't, because it didn't count.
Well, no, I was through the flags.
Yeah.
So I was a little excited and a little exuberant and patting him, and then there was a jump here and then the edge of the ring, and the crowd was there and they were getting a little excited too, and they all stood up. as I was kind of leaning on his neck, patting him, and he decided going through that gap with those people standing up wasn't a good idea. So he exited left, and I went
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And it looked like for a second it did not feel well.
no,
good.
it really hurt. Like I was really quite sore.
You looked like you were in pain, but you handled it well. If I recall, you gave a bow to the crowd.
What else was I gonna do?
You couldn't breathe. You
But
like
that's one of those things that's a funny.
I was bent over trying to catch my breath. I wasn't bowing.
Right. Yeah, that's probably true. It's a good story to tell because you had finished.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a good story to tell
if you hadn't finished.
if it happened halfway through the round.
Yeah.
Then we wouldn't be
It's not like the
discussing it.
Grand National over where you have to like get off your horse and go whatever you got to do, but you can't even fall off after the finish. But
No, it was epic. It was.
it was, and
it was
sorry
because
that
it was
we're-
such a great round.
We shouldn't be laughing at it because you did fall.
Yeah, we should.
And you were a little bit sore and hurt. But it was like the adrenaline was so high, and then it just went so like so. But
I'm not very big on social media and all this stuff, and I
Right.
got onto that
Oh, yeah.
website, whatever it was. I forget it. And
there's
on
all
Facebook.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
It had over 100,000 views.
Oh, people love that stuff.
Yeah, I
have
couldn't
one-
believe it.
I have one me falling off. It has over 1 million.
Really?
You'll get there.
I got to
You'll-
see that.
It's
He clung and climbed.
yeah, I did a little bit more than you because I came up off the neck and I was so mad at this horse because it was like the distance was there and they put the feet back down and you just keep going.
Right.
And I was so mad at him. I was like, I am not going to touch the ground.
So what, you were hanging around
I
his
was
neck?
hanging around his neck and stuck my leg on each side of his neck and I just hung there.
Really?
It took a while for me to fall.
it did end with a fall.
Well, I stepped down.
Yes. The dismount.
But I'm sure you'll climb. We're going to push it out. We'll get a lot more views.
We don't need any more views.
Yeah, no, you do. It's good. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
No, there is not.
So
Wait, let's finish with on the good note. Where did you finish it then? Ingrid?
Well, I thought it was very unfair that Kristen van der Veen beat me by
After that.
After that, I thought that was
Because you were winning for a bit. I mean, there was like,
Yeah.
wasn't there like 8 in the jump off? Or?
something like that. Yeah. And
And it was toward the end that
yeah,
she beat you.
Yeah, she was last to go, and she's so fast, and
was
she just got us, which I thought was unfair, but
I agree.
terribly unfair.
terribly unfair.
How dare she go faster? And will you go for any of the summer shows while you're here?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's already started.
Yeah, it started last week. We were in Upperville,
Right.
So it started last week, but we're going to go this week for the next 4 weeks.
And will you have anything in the Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm gone this weekend at a clinic, but if you're riding the next weekend, I'll come there. And
Yeah,
Well, they've
and-
just upped the prize money to 75,000 this week and next week and the week after, so we'll probably have 2 or 3 in the Grand Prix.
I know Briggs was like, they're having Grand Prix. I was like, yeah, they're having 10 weeks of shows this summer. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's such a fantastic
Oh,
facility. We're
it's
so
every
lucky to
time
have
we
it
haven't
here.
showed. I haven't showed there yet. Have you?
yeah, I've jumped there a couple times.
I keep
Rings
on,
are
but
beautiful. It's a
I'm
great
going
place.
to take the time to get in there and start going because it's 15 minutes for us to get
Oh,
there.
I mean, it's world class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great because it's fun to ride there, but I have to admit, excuse me, I'm still struggling from the hay. It's almost more fun to go watch.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's a
there's-
really good atmosphere.
Great atmosphere.
Great
it's
food.
fun. Great restaurants. Yeah, it's just.
Now the bar's open too, which is good.
I know,
right.
Yellow Pony.
That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't hit the Yellow Pony yet, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's
I
gonna
will.
be better. We have a client, and she's probably going to be mad at me for saying this, from Thomasville, and she came down, and it was at your Grand Prix that you were going, and she was with her little girl, and we were having a great time, but she was drinking that wine out of the can.
Yep. Wine out of a can will mess you up.
Yeah, that
She
doesn't
only
sound
had
good.
like
No.
That
she only
sounds
had
amazing.
like 2, and she was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
Well, I think in those cans there's like
What's going
2
on?
glasses in a can. So
So she had a bottle.
right, exactly. She had a bottle.
I'd also
Let's-
be making those noises too.
I'm sure the next morning was rough. All right, so look,
it was.
we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I want to talk about your horses and Olympics because we have a little bit of fortune telling to do here coming up. All right, so we'll be right back.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique uses manual pressure and stretching to release points of restriction, leading to freer movement, reduced soreness, and restored range of motion. He has a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle. You can quickly identify and correct any balance issues and can adjust your saddle on site. I personally have Grant work on all of my event horses to keep them feeling their best before, during, and after their competitions. Grant is based in Florida year-round, but regularly travels to Georgia, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Hi, I'm Liz Halliday-Sharp. I'm an international event rider based in Ocala, Florida, and Lexington, Kentucky. We love our Jump for Joy jumps. We're able to take the fillers and portables with us back and forth between our 2 locations, which is really helpful. And we especially love the cross-country portable fences. We have lots of different ones so that we can bring them between Lexington and Ocala, and we've always got something exciting for the horses to learn and jump over. We love our fences, and we would recommend Jump for Joy to anybody.
When it comes time to compete, I demand the best out of my horses and myself. That's why Elemental Fit Lab, the home of CrossFit antics, is my home gym. Coach Vilma and her team create a fun, welcoming environment for athletes of all levels. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned athlete, Elemental Fit Lab will guide you towards a stronger, healthier version of you. Mention the John and Rick Show to get 3 free personal training sessions with enrollment.
Sweet Dixie South is an equestrian facility built for the lifestyle of eventers of all levels. Whether you are coming to Ocala for the entire season, a week, a month, or a year, this beautiful 160-acre farm is the place to settle in and enjoy your time with horses. They offer a full cross-country course with 2 water features, banks, ditches, and amazing footing to gallop, a spectacular all-weather footing ring, large grass jumping fields, and dressage rings. Located in the rolling hills of North Marion County in Reddick, Florida, Sweet Dixie South has 100 stalls and numerous paddocks, apartments, a line of camper hookups, washer and dryer amenities, as well as common areas to complete your experience during your stay. Under the ownership of Mike Campbell and the management of Can-Do Joe Adams of Top Rail Tack, Sweet Dixie South has transformed into a premier eventing training facility in Florida. Go to www.sweetdixiesouth.com for more information. Welcome back to segment 5 of the John and Rick Show here at Horse Trailer Pro Studios. We're here still with Sharn. This is our closing segment, so I just wanted to make sure John knows that I know that.
Yeah, good job. I'm glad that you're trying hard to be organized. It's very good.
You're welcome.
It's very good. Sharn, thanks for sticking around.
No problem.
Yeah. He's like, you feel like you're stuck in the middle of something here.
But
I'm on the side, but I'm in the
Yeah,
middle.
you're in the middle. You're in the middle. Look, I think one thing that we obviously want to touch on is the Olympics. So we're in a little, we're recording this, so actually the show is coming out Thursday, but we're recording this on Tuesday, and so tomorrow the team gets named for New Zealand.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of a funny situation here where
We don't know.
we don't know, but when the show airs, we're going to know.
I think you are.
I think you've made it.
You think so?
My fortune telling is that you are on the team.
Mostly because we hadn't mentioned yet about the falling off in the
Right.
after the victory of the last one before this aired, so you're in good shape.
So how many are? What's the team look like? What are you up against?
There's a few guys over in Europe that are good, really good. There's Bruce Gooden, who's was second in a Grand Prix qualifier in Poznan last week and had one down in the 4-star Grand Prix there. But he's been to I don't know how many Olympics. I think he's been to so many Olympic Games. I think he wore a toga at the first one. He's one of the the originals.
Right. He's the old campaigner.
Yeah, he knows the directions to marathoner. I mean, he's been, I don't know, this will be his 4th or 5th one.
Wow.
So he's a mainstay. Then we've got Daniel Meach, who's a really good horse. There's Tom Tarver over there. There's a couple other people. Here in the States, there's Uma O'Neill and myself. And those are the main ones.
So there's is that 5 that I count?
There's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 or 6.
And they take 4.
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Well, isn't
It's 3 on a team. There's a reserve.
2 traveling reserves just because of the quarantine and everything.
So they made the show jumping teams a little smaller then.
Yeah,
too.
so there's
Right.
three riders on a team
same
now.
as eventing.
Same as eventing. So 3 riders on a team. Now, I'm presuming we're taking a traveling reserve. I'm not sure yet. But
Right.
And tomorrow, which is
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Right. It's like a Beatles song.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. That was very witty.
I know, that was right on.
Yeah.
Was that in your notes?
No, I didn't even plan that.
Shit.
Yeah, it's spontaneous.
Okay, so tomorrow, which is yesterday, we'll know.
Got it. Well, I think you made it. And the cool thing about the horse that you did make it with is that is Vedini, right?
Yes.
Which is your wife's horse.
Yes.
And it was an event horse?
Yes.
So what did it do in eventing?
Well, it didn't event for long because we bought
You stole it.
No.
You got her pregnant and stole it.
No. Yes.
Wait, yes, but
Hold
no.
on, yes, but no. It's also another lyrics to another song.
Right, you're right.
See?
We bought it as a 6-year-old for her. It was in our stable in Belgium with my partner Steve Tinty over there, and we wanted a really nice event horse for Lawrence. So when we were there, he said he had a really good one. So we went and tried it, and we really liked it, loved it, and it just started jumping better and better and better. And Lauren kind of was moving out of eventing and focusing more on show jumping. And there was a point where we didn't know, it was very quirky and very careful. We didn't know how much jump it really had. So there was a little period in the middle between eventing and show jumping where we didn't quite know what it was. But he's turned into being just a really fantastic horse. So Lauren did last year, before she got pregnant, a whole year of like national Grand Prix with him.
Right.
And so she brought him up to the Grand Prix level, and then while she was pregnant I rode him, and then he was started to go very well, and it looked like he could be eligible for the Olympics, so I'm riding him a little bit longer.
Right.
So if tomorrow or yesterday
when you made the team.
When we made the team, but if we don't make the team, then she'll start riding him again.
Got it. So you're getting him through the Olympics.
Or today.
Right. She might be riding him today.
She might be riding him
not.
today.
So
So hopefully we're going to go to the Olympics, and then she'll ride him after the Olympics again.
So logistically, you've made the team in my mind.
Okay.
So what's the plans for her and going over there with you? Or is she going to do that?
Well,
Or
no, because
it's hard, right, with COVID.
Yeah, it's really hard, and we have a 10-month-old baby.
Yeah.
So
what they're going to stay home.
Yeah, they're going to stay home and watch it on TV. Unfortunately, because that's
the way it's got to be done.
Unfortunately, I think it's the best thing. If we didn't have a 10-week-old baby, she'd probably try and come with, but I think it's too hard for them. So
I mean, to be fair, even without COVID, it probably would be logistically.
Yeah.
difficult.
Well, yeah. It's going to be a bit awkward for them.
Right.
They'll have more fun here, and she had a
definitely.
lot of time off while she was pregnant, and now she's so keen riding it, and she's showing at WEC, so she'll have more fun riding and
Did
showing.
she compete up at Upperville? Is she?
Not at Upperville, but she did Tryon and a couple of other shows.
10 weeks out, and she's.
No, she was riding it 3 weeks.
That's amazing.
She was showing it 3.5 weeks.
That's a tough
Yeah,
chick.
she's on it.
No wonder she can tolerate
these
you
women
because
riders,
she is
I'm
tough.
telling you,
She's
they're
tough.
tougher than men because the Canadian, Jessica, she did the same thing. Remember, she had a baby and went.
Jesse Phoenix, yeah.
And went to the Pan Am Games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Sinead, that we love and adore.
Yep.
She was right back on the horse.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'd watch out. She's going to take the horse and probably a couple of the other ones.
Well, she's already got her eye on one of my other Grand Prix horses.
Which one is that?
Barnetta.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's that one?
That one, he's been a great horse for me. He's done some good things. He was 2 years. He was second in that Central Park Grand Prix, the Rolex
the one
Grand
that
Prix
Donald
there.
Trump put on.
The one that Donald Trump put on, exactly. He's done lots of things. He was second in the 5-star million and World Cup. And
So she's going to jump him. So she's going to do jumpers now. She's not going to event
She hasn't
anymore?
evented for quite a while
Right,
now.
okay.
Yeah, she's solely just show jumping now.
And then you obviously have Gatsby, who we talked about.
Yep.
And then you have, Casper?
Casper.
So what's
yep.
Casper?
Casper has been a great horse for me. He was been a partner of mine for the last 5-6 years now. So he's getting older, but I've got a younger one. Most of my horses are older.
Right. Is that Mick Jagger, the younger one?
Mick Jagger's my young one. He's 13.
Right. And so how old is the Vendini horse then? The Olympic
Oh,
one?
he's Lawrence. I don't call him
Okay.
mine. I get in
How
trouble.
old is that one though?
He's 10.
So that would be the youngest one. which
He's
is the
by
one
sure
that has
the youngest one.
The
Yeah.
best chance. He must be incredible.
He-
You have these
he's in-
campaigners, and he's sort of
He's
leapfrogged them.
No, he's on a different level.
What's his breed?
He's by Verdi. which is
My daughter has a horse by Verdi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said
Verdi has some great horses.
he was an event horse, but he jumped too good that he
kind of same
situation.
MO, yeah.
Yep.
Right. It's funny, I sort of, it'd be an interesting conversation to have while we have you here. Like, you do get these horses that we want to make into event horses, and it kind of in a way makes me crazy because you say, and I've said it, like, oh, this one jumps too good to be an event horse, which is ridiculous because if I'm jumping solid fences, I want a really good jumping
when
horse.
When I say that though, I'm not interrupting your thought process. He jumped so good he broke.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they jumped those.
This one's so light-footed.
Yeah, the cross-country jumps, I should say.
Yeah, but on the cross-country, he's so light-footed. But you should. I'll give you some pictures so you can cut a couple of pictures in of him going cross-country.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then you'll get the idea of what we're talking about.
Right. No, but I think it's interesting. There's a difference a little bit with the ones I've had anyway that I say that about, where it's like I say they jump too good, but sometimes it's that they're almost either they jump too big and aren't fast enough,
right?
Yeah,
or they're just not brave enough
Yeah.
to go gallop down to some of the crazy stuff that
Yeah.
we do, but they're perfect to go jump because of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he was amazing because he was so brave.
Right.
Like, he'd jump anything. And he was right from the very first time he jumped the ditch or jumped into the water. He'd jump this high over everything and then he'd step into the water. Like, he was really, really smart.
Wow.
And he was really good dressage too. Like, you would have loved him.
Right. I do. You want to sell it? I can't afford it. But
He's a lot of people have been asking for the horse the last couple of years. But
I'm sure.
But yeah, no, he probably could have.
That's exciting.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's exciting.
Well, and I think that's the thing.
Lauren's very lucky.
Yeah, absolutely, as you are.
Well, I am very lucky, exactly.
Yeah, but it's interesting because I think whatever the discipline between what I consider the three major sport horse disciplines with dressage, eventing, and show jumping, I think those horses used to be so different. And dressage maybe is a little bit, but really, a good athlete is a good athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
And really, if you direct them the right way early on, a lot of times horses bred to show jump can be event horses. Horses bred to event can show jump within reason.
Yeah.
Because they're just good athletes, aren't they?
Yeah. And this one could have been a really good eventer. It's just he was such a good show jumper that we moved him that way. Yeah.
Well, and in Tokyo, you can say, glad we picked the show jump.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, listen, Sharn, I really appreciate you coming in. Best of
Great
luck.
to be here.
I know
Thank
you've
you.
made the team.
Well, hold on. We don't know.
I know you have.
So if we don't make the team, do we have to come back and reshoot this?
No, because everybody knows this is pre-recorded.
See, he chose the team for the eventing squad, so he's on a high right now.
I am. I'm on a roll. Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
I got the same group, but just in different order. So
Right.
But I'm going to go with him this time.
Okay.
Because we're going to shove you right into
You got
the
it. And
slot.
I appreciate you having a good sense of humor about everything with WEC. We kind of gave you a hard time on that.
No problem.
Well done.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, thanks
really
for being
appreciate
here.
it. So listen, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. We've got Sinead Halpin, and we have...
What's her real last name now?
Oh, you're right. I got to change it on my board. I'm sorry, Tick. Sinead Maynard.
There we go.
Coming on the show, which she is always a great time. So excited to have her coming on again. And then we have Vilma Tisdall, who is actually one of my very good friends and my trainer at my gym, who's going to come on and we're going to talk all about rider fitness and what she does there.
That's awesome.
So
come and see us in 2 weeks, but listen to us now.
Yeah, and make sure, like we said before, hit like on YouTube, subscribe, all that stuff, all right? We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thanks. Rick Wallace.
And I have Don Holly here with me.
3 phases, dressage, cross-country, show jump. And you're out on course and something's going wrong or going right. You know how to react to what they're doing.
It was built originally to be a schooling facility, and so everything's set up very convenient.